In this pot here, I have got a kilo of stewing beef. I cut that into nice 1-inch cubes, and then I dusted it with a couple tablespoons of flour. What that's gonna do is it's gonna give it a little bit of a coating on the outside, help it sear, hold in a little bit of deliciousness, and then it's also gonna help build this beautiful golden brown color on the bottom of the pan and thicken the sauce later. I seasoned that up with a little bit of salt and pepper as well, and I've seared that for about, I'd say, 8 minutes. So I'm just gonna release that from the bottom of the pan. It smells very good.
Okay.
I'm feeling very pumped about it. I'm gonna take this out now. Now, at this point, this beef is not cooked. It is just seared. If you tried to eat this right now, it would be shoe leather. Whenever you're making a stew, you actually wanna use a tougher cut because you want it to cook low and slow. So all that collagen, all that really tough, muscular kind of fiber just relaxes and chills, and it's gonna get beautiful and tender. So set that beef aside, doing its thing. And then into this smoking hot pan, we're gonna turn it down to medium. And I'm gonna go in with a bit of butter, because butter's always a good thing.
Yeah.
When we were in Scotland, we had this there was this little farm stand store near where we were staying, and it had this brand of butter called Wee Knob of Butter. And it was really good butter. Vijay knows good butter. It was really good butter.
We like our butter.
We love our butter.
Yes.
We travel for butter.
Did you bring some back with you?
I didn't, Jason. That's illegal.
That is
technically.
illegal.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't
and then we all do one of these. It's fine, don't worry. All right, so I've got my butter in there, and then I'm gonna add in my veg. Now, I have got 2 yellow onions that I've diced up, as well as 3 carrots and 2 stalks of celery, just a classic kind of mirepoix mix. If you wanted to here, though, you could add in other hearty veg, something like a parsnip. Ooh. That would be good. We love a parsnip. Right? Parsnips are not that,
Underrated.
trendy. They're underrated.
Yeah.
Let's make them trendy. Make them trendy.
Let's trend them up. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, right? Let's do it. All right, seasoning that up with some salt as well as some pepper, and I'm just gonna give that a good stir to combine. Now, when you add your veg in, that veg has a lot of moisture in it, so it's gonna start to release the golden brown off the bottom of that pan. If it's not, you can always add a little splash of water. It'll all come together in the end. It'll be beautiful. But I'm gonna let that do its thing for a second, and we're gonna chop up some garlic. Now, for this recipe, we're gonna go, I say 4 cloves of garlic, but you never know with your garlic lately. You could get a clove that looks like this, which is the size of an apricot. So I'm probably good. You know what, let's go all 4. Let's do it. So you could do less, you could do more, whatever you feel. I might could do, 2, 3. I'm just gonna thinly slice that garlic up and just add it on into the pot. I'm slicing the garlic because I want it to be a nice mellow flavor, and then you're gonna have those little bits. It's gonna cook down and get nice and sweet. I lied, I'm doing all 4. Okay. And then I am going to pick up this beautifulness. I have a new bench scraper, and I'm so excited about it.
So nice.
From Knifeware? I'm getting a nod. I am correct. Thank you so much. I am so amped about this. Okay, we're gonna pop this on into the pan as well. Add that in, give that a stir to combine, and that garlic just needs a few seconds to start cooking off that raw flavor. But now we're gonna start building like a deep stewy flavor in here. So the first thing we need for that is a little bit of tomato paste. Tomato paste, someone else has done all the work, cook down those tomatoes, rich and beautiful. A little sweet as well. I'm gonna go in with about a tablespoon. I'm gonna measure it like I measure a tablespoon, which is more than a tablespoon. Yeah. I'm also gonna go in with about a tablespoon of Worcester sauce, Worcestershire sauce, whatever you call it. Yeah. It's good stuff. It's basically, it's a fermented anchovy or fish product. So it's kind of like UK fish sauce, if that makes sense. Yeah.
A lot of umami.
A lot of umami. So I'm going in with a tablespoon-ish of that. As you can see, very serious measurements in a beef stew. Give that a stir to combine, and then to balance everything out, I'm also gonna go in with a tablespoon of brown sugar. That's gonna give a little bit of a molassesy flavor. I love that little bit. It just balances everything out. So that's gonna go right on in. Give that a stir. Whew. Oh, I got a Worcester sauce. Whew, that's spicy. That's a good one. Oh, I love that. All right, now we're gonna go in with some herbs as well. I'm going in with some thyme. Just about 2 teaspoons of chopped thyme is gonna go right on in. Give that a stir. If you don't have thyme, you could use dried, you could do rosemary, you could do sage in here as well. That would be beautiful. And now I'm gonna go in with something that's gonna help thicken this. We already had that flour on that beef, but I'm gonna go in with a couple more tablespoons of flour just to thicken this up, because it's almost like you're making a gravy to go with this pie. So in goes 2 tablespoons of that flour. Give that a stir to combine. And you wanna toast that flour for just a few seconds, just to cook off that rawness.
And it's amazing how everything's lifted up Off the bottom
of the pan. Basically, you're cleaning your pan when you deglaze, which is a good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it brings it all together. So I'm gonna go back in with that beef, and then we need to add our liquid. Now, I promised you a steak and ale pie. If you want, you can find a Scottish ale. I'm gonna go local, though, so we're gonna go with a delicious Toronto beer. Always a good thing. And I'm gonna go in with about, I'd say, a cup and a half of beer. Now, if you didn't want to do beer...
How many glugs is that?
How many glugs? I'd say that. So it saves you a little bit for yourself if you want. There you go. All right, so that's just gonna lift all that extra stuff off the bottom, give that a stir to combine, and then we wanna add in our beef stock as well. So I'm gonna go in with 2 cups of prepared beef stock. I love using bouillon as well. If that's all you got hanging around, go for that.
So handy.
Super handy. Give that a stir, and then you wanna bring that up to a boil. Once it's boiling, you wanna pop a lid on, and that's gonna go into, nice, I can touch it. We're gonna go into a nice low oven, 325 degrees Fahrenheit. That's gonna go in there for about an hour and a half until that beef is nice and tender. While that does its thing, real quick, we gotta talk about my current favorite pastry, because we're gonna do a meat pie. So we don't actually want it to be flaky, because that's gonna melt through. All that beautiful filling is gonna melt through. So what we wanna do is make a hot water crust. Do we like a hot water?
We love a hot water
Right?
crust. Yes.
If you've ever made a meat pie, hot water crust is often what you do. So what you want to do is you think about a pastry you've made before for an apple pie, and you throw all that information out. You don't need any of that information. That's trash for this pie. We don't need that. But we're gonna do, basically, we've got 3/4 cup of butter in here and 3/4 cup of water. I brought that up to a boil just until that butter melted. Then we're gonna remove this pot from the heat, and we're just gonna dump our flour into here. Also, just a fun fact, I forgot to put potatoes in that stew. They're over here. So, if you want a double starch, chuck some potatoes in there. It's gonna be great, delicious. Classic. That would have been great. We'll just put it back here, pretend they're in there. Okay. So we've got that beautiful mixture, and then we're gonna go in with 2 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and you just wanna dump it right in. This is almost like making a choux pastry.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. We don't do eggs, though. Don't worry. Whoa, she was ready for an egg. We got it. All right, I'm gonna season that up with about 3/4 teaspoon of salt. Give that a mix to combine, and this comes together really nicely because it's warm. The warmth helps gelatinize some of that starch, which gives you a really nice dough. If it's a little bit too sticky like this one, you can always add a little bit more flour just to bring it together. But basically, gelatinizing the starch there gives you a sturdier, crisper crust, which is gonna hold up with all of that beautiful filling. So once you've got that mixed up, you wanna wrap it up, pop it in the fridge for about 2 hours, just until it's relaxed a little. You technically don't have to do that, but if you do, it makes it a little easier to roll. You wanna divide it to about 3/4 and 1/4, roll one out, and line a springform pan with it. So we've got one here that I've already lined. Magic of TV, folks.
Yeah.
Guess what? There's potatoes in this one. Then all you need to do is line the bottom. It's gonna feel a little funny, but just press it into the corners. This is a dough that you can't really overwork, so just keep mushing it in there. And then I've got a lid on top. So what you wanna do is just get that lid and just seal the edges just by pressing it on. You can pinch it and crimp it really nicely if you feel like it. I'm clearly not feeling that today, so I'm just gonna do this. Then you do need a little bit of a vent. Now, before I put that stew in, though, I strained off most of the gravy, and I've set it aside to serve with the pie, so we get a nice crispy pie.
Very
so I'm gonna
smart.
cut a little slit right in the top, just for a little bit of an air vent. Brush that with some egg wash, which is just a little bit of egg with a bit of milk or water. If you want, you can do a little seed action on here. A little sesame seed might be nice. Not traditional, but tasty.
Yeah.
Get that magnesium, everybody. Okay. And that's gonna go into a 400-degree oven for 30 minutes. Then you're going to drop the temperature to 350 and let it go for another 30 to 35 minutes. When it is done, you are gonna get this lovely little meat pie. Crispy crust, golden brown. Serve that beautiful gravy on the side. Honestly, it's a treat and a half. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.